Sound muted.
Good day, and welcome to today's Coffee with the Tigg and Friends. I am your host, the Tigg. As you can see, I have moved my camera yet again. This is volume number 109 for May 19th. Okay, why isn't that working? Alrighty, so the display capture is not working. Oh, lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Well, that was half today's freaking show. ah. Well, I can probably fix that right now without having to disconnect. But today's show is going to be basically about, um, with a little bit of sim news that's going on. And, what did I say? Oh, who doesn't belong in their cup ride? And, oh, it is not capturing display one. What the smeg? Well, that don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. So I guess we do this. We do it this way. I know you don't want to see that, but where there is a will, there is a way. I'm looking up because that's where the monitor is up there. So I move things around real quick. Anyway, Tom is here so far. I'll have to bring him in a second. Let me just finish resizing this a little bit here. This is really weird how that's not wanting to capture my main display. This is actually my secondary display you're looking at right now. Okay, so, and the browser thing's not working for the totals on YouTube, on Twitch, which we gotten 2 followers on Twitch and 1 on YouTube. I don't know. None of that stuff is working the way it should. So I honestly don't know what's going on with that. So I will figure that out one of these years. Uh, this is a work in progress. Anyway, there you go. Got new swag from a supporter. It's the non-racing '07. Supporter asked to remain anonymous, so that's what I'm doing. Then I'm going to bring in the guys now, who's ever there. Oh, Bill's here. And Tom. And Dave. Dave's here, finally. Good day, gentlemen.
I don't know what grade. I don't know what 50 millimeters of rain is because I'm from the old school. But we've had 4 days that we've had 50 millimeters of rain every day.
And that's up in Canada, folks.
Flooded. I mean, I had to get Belfort, if you know who they are. I think they're all across the U.S. And they cut the carpet out at $40 a square foot or square yard.
Oh my.
Yeah, and there was that much pressure into the house, it cracked all the foundation under like the basement floor. And then
Okay, so I guess they're going to be busy talking about real life issues and not going to be wanting to talk about the stuff on the show. So that's fine. Let me mute the microphone so they don't hear me at all. So today we're going to cover a little bit about sim racing, the little bit that I follow. Um, I usually post it over here at the Tigg's Facebook page. It is an actual group, uh, so I can keep track of the membership. It's easier to boot somebody who's or not approve somebody instead of having open membership. You know, I approve. Poll's still going on what you like to see on the stream. Just keep doing what I'm doing. It seems to be the winner here. Of course, there's the advertisement for today. Today is Happy Mother's Day, so Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And take watching land. The winner, of course, Brad Kozlowski. My buddy Fred also goes, real name. Did a hot lap. Posted that. You also went to Laguna Seca and has been posting up pictures of the classic race there. Um, and the FIA WTCR is live doing something right now. The Monaco Pro, I didn't post the winner up. There's some more pictures from Dave. It's all on the Facebook page. And for $9 you can get the new Monaco E-Pre track from rFactor for rFactor 2 from Steam. You can get that. And there's more pictures Fred posted. I won't go through those without his permission. And then there's the stadium trucks, super trucks at Watkins Glen that I posted. There's really not been a lot. Somebody's selling a G27 for $220, a little high, but you can talk him down. Really, there was not. It's not just somebody's rig. Not been a lot really in sim racing news this week. Good, big, important news as far as I can tell. Yeah. Oh yeah. The only thing that's come up that I do, of course, is the they did release some stuff for um, to Truck Simulator, American Truck Simulator. There's more pictures. That there's a lot of stuff in here sim racing related. SimBim UK is looking for a programmer. If you're looking, there's really not been a lot. Yeah. And the new racing circuits that are being built. Really, that's me advertising my shows. Oh my Lord in heaven, there's not really been that much in sim racing news this week. That's sad. Not any big important mods have dropped. The Assetto Corsa NASCAR mod, I quit sharing stuff about that. They seem to do a little bit here. A new 510 sedan mod came out for rFactor 2. My power went out the other night. I've had two issues while streaming American Truck Simulator. The first night the internet went out, and then the second night we had a power failure. Or the first night the power failure, the second night the internet went out, and it was out all night long that night. So that was Wednesday night, and I won another sticker. So that's three I've won from them, and that's another set of these lovely coasters that say WeatherTech on them. Yeah, so you can't see it. Yeah, see that WeatherTech championship on it. IMSA WeatherTech race championship. So I won another one of those. He sold his cockpit. And it's really not been that much in of course some. Yeah, really, seriously. We're going back to last Sunday already, so there's been not much, unfortunately, of sim racing news. Good sim racing news. Sean Cole on the Sim Pit, of course, has his shows where he talks about everything and anything. I just kind of talk about the hot topics, the more current things, stuff like that. Where is my cursor? Because this next topic.
It's how's Dan faring out with his connection to the server when he goes on and stuff?
I'm absolutely everything's perfect except for NR2K, so that's fine and dandy.
NR2K is NR2K is a different beast. Friggin' thing. It's all about latency with it.
Yep.
Dave, should I have seen a bill already?
Oh, he's talking about private stuff. Let me mute him again. We are live too, by the way, gentlemen.
Private stuff with me.
Well, you don't want to talk about the bill on YouTube now, do you? And Twitch? Anyway, welcome to Coffee with the Tigg, volume number 109, gentlemen. We are well into the triple digits.
It just seems like it's been a month. But I go on there and I see no invoice. What are you doing this morning, Tom?
Just waiting for the family to get here.
Okay.
So Dave won't be here at 11.
Okay, so basically the topic today is who doesn't belong in their cup ride. I was hoping to get the guys talking about that, but they want to talk about everything else but that. Um, so I don't know what to do. Jo-
Yeah. You're good to the 1st of June.
Do y'all like to talk about an interesting topic that I'd come up with in the middle of the night when I was trying to figure out what to talk about on today's show?
Yeah.
Who doesn't belong in their cup? Who doesn't belong in their cup ride? Ready and go. Who?
Suarez.
Suarez actually, I think, does belong in his cup ride. The one I feel that does not belong in his cup ride, who has not proven anything other than at a super speedway and can't even do it there, is Bubba Wallace.
You know
Jimmy
what?
John.
I don't think Bubba Wallace is the problem. I've been listening to this series as of NASCAR week, and they're all talking about the fact that Petty's got no money. They said that most teams go to the wind tunnels once a week to get their stuff right. They haven't been there all year. What
So,
does that tell you?
okay, that tells me. Well, I thought everybody knew that they didn't have any money. They've never had any money.
Money buys speed.
I thought that STP was behind them.
Well,
That was how many years ago?
we're talking about Bubba Wallace. I think Bubba Wallace, unfortunately, is they're cash poor, and he's in a depression. He admitted last night.
Oh, we did. I didn't hear that. I kind of.
He's talking about he's going through depression, and it's because he's stuck there. You can't walk out on him, and he'll never get another ride because he looks bad. And everybody in what they were saying is the consensus in the garage is that Eddie's got no money, so they can't put out a competitive car. He was kind of perked up when he was qualifying well yesterday. I saw that
Was he? It's just,
qualifying, but the package is good to everyone. I think.
I think the last two races have been the most exciting races I've seen in a long time. To tell you guys honest truth.
I think it's sad Petty can't get any money.
Well, it is sad because of the name involved in it.
I don't know if they're waiting for someone to come to them or if they have someone beating the bushes, but gee whiz.
I know what's sad. I'm getting out of here. Talk to you later.
All right.
Get well, Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dave.
Thanks, guys.
Sure.
Yeah,
Hope
good.
you
Yeah, really, seriously. All good thoughts to Dave and RT, please. Yeah, we need good thoughts to Dave and RT, prayers or whatever your beliefs are, all to Dave, so we can continue what he does behind the scenes for the community. There.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, you're
All
welcome,
right.
buddy.
All right.
All right, Dave.
Things will turn around.
Okay. So, who do you think should not have their cup ride there, Mr. Highbank?
I don't really. I don't think we know. I
No.
don't think we know.
No? Real?
Jimmy Johnson's as poor performing as anybody. Should he have a cup ride?
Well, that's one way of looking at it. His performance has been bad. I agree.
Is what have you done
done
for
for
me
me
lately.
lately, and nobody's done anything. Nobody on that team except for Chase Elliott has done any. Well, last night we had last 3 weeks you had what's his name in
Bowman.
the Bowman in the '88 car finally coming to the top. But that's just neither here nor there.
No, I think last night was the best NASCAR race I've seen in years.
Well,
Right.
other than Dover, Dover it was
I
better
mean,
than
they
Dover
were they were they were three ride from head to toe all the way through the pack, all
all
for the
night
first
long,
part of
and
the
that's
race. It
that's
was interesting what was going on. Is it because they had that 30 lap uh, competition pit stop planned? They all just ran the wheels off of the thing
mhm
the first 30 laps,
mhm.
knowing that they were going to be able to get tires and fuel, and they didn't have to worry. As soon as they came out after that and they got back into the regular flow, they're back to single file.
Well, they weren't single
I mean,
file
there
that
was racing.
much. There was racing. There was a
There
lot of
was,
racing.
but it wasn't nothing like the first 30 laps. The first 30 laps looked like the last 20 laps.
Mhm.
I mean, and so obviously they're going to be tinkering because they saw that, I'm sure, and they're going to be tinkering around to figure out some way to, you know, that's what they were doing with all those phony cautions. That's what they were always doing, trying to pack everything up.
Oh, that's understandable. And now the phony cautions are gone. Now they almost didn't throw the one for who blew the tire that threw debris all over the track. They waited a good
Well, the
20
one that
seconds.
they did uh, when Benedetto's
Yeah,
engine went, there was no reason for a yellow there. He was on the apron. He knew it was going, and he got down on the bottom.
they wanted the
But they
caution.
wanted to pack it up again.
Back it up again. Exactly.
Yeah. And whenever NASCAR starts tinkering with things to get drama, things go wrong. I mean, it may be a quick fix, but it's not a good thing. You know.
No, no, it's
But
it's
it
definitely
was
not.
a good race. There was a lot of competition last night. And Kyle Busch broke my heart. Ah, God.
Is that who you chose? I can't remember.
He had that thing won, and then he runs through four pits boxes. He driving like Ed.
How many people were in the stands?
I didn't see.
It was about half full. That I remember from the opening of the race. It was about half full, which isn't bad, but ain't great. I mean, it's better than being a quarter full like some of the races, like how empty Bristol was. Bristol was deserted, really, to say that. But it was about half full. Of course, they only have about half the stands that Bristol has too. So, and there's not as many races in the Midwest as even though Bristol's not that far from Kansas Speedway, really isn't. If you like to drive, it's not. But there's not that many races. I know a lot of the got people. I know a lot of people from my area. They drive down to Kansas, Kentucky, and Chicagoland to see the car races. So you know they get that fan base there.
So next week is the All Star
It's the
race.
All Star race. It's going to be interesting to say the least.
And the Open.
I'm
Hmm.
just glad they're back to single qualifying. You know, go.
Yeah, I am too. One thing that Dave Moody was talking about yesterday on the NASCAR FM XM. He was talking about how it's just not exciting. It's when you get a bunch of cars on the track, it's more exciting. And I'm thinking, this isn't the race. This is qualifying. It's
Yeah.
part of watching them work on their cars, and the shop isn't exciting either. But you know what? They're not going to make them all work on the car at the same time. They're not going to get them all in the same garage borrowing wrenches just because it's more exciting to see them fight over a wrench.
Like the old
Uh,
days.
it's it wasn't broken. It wasn't broken.
No, no, but
And actually, I like single. And the thing I like the best about the single car qualifying is that, for the most part, every team gets a little camera time, and they
uh,
need that for their sponsors. And that's
exactly.
what keeps the sport healthy. And if they don't do that, and what pissed me off is that there was several times when there would be what we call back marker teams out there, and they're doing interviews with Jimmy Johnson and stuff, and I'm thinking, you know what? That's wrong.
Hmm.
Why don't you talk about this one guy? I mean, it makes you think it's all fixed.
Well, when Reddick got up to the front, it's like, oh, we don't talk about him at all. Well, you don't because you don't want to. I mean, there was a time and a place where If anybody was in the top 20, they used to do the run through the top 20, and they don't do that anymore. Just to talk about the people who are running good. The only reason why I talk about that Chastain kid is because he won the truck race on Friday night, and they talked for that what 30 seconds, maybe a minute, and then it was done.
And they like to talk about his watermelons.
Yeah, that too. Whatever. I I honestly tune them out 9 times out of 10 when I'm watching racing, and I'm just watching the racing because they just blabber on about any old thing. I watch to see, especially when they go on a wide camera shot where there's more than two cars on the screen. I'll sit there and watch that. That's you know, I actually like Crank It Up because they shut up, and you get to watch the racing. That's the best part of the Crank It Up for me. I don't crank it up. I watch what they show, and they show more camera angles, more in car, more everything that they don't show when they're busy running their mouth talking about who's in first, second, and third. To me, anyway. I watch racing for the racing. I don't watch it for the stars. I'm old school, I guess.
Well, most people are, I think.
Mm. The, the you know, don't forget. It's just I don't know. That's just one of the things that always has bugged me about the last 15 odd years of coverage. I mean, the first couple of years Fox had it, they really concentrated on all the drivers out there. There was a time every driver got some airtime. For whatever reason, they got it. Nowadays, it just seems like they don't get it, and that's why I kind of wanted to do the who doesn't belong in their cup ride talk because then we talk about some of the lower
I
teams.
honestly don't like that talk because we have no idea.
Well, I know we
It's
don't, but
terrible
that's our spec.
because
That's,
you can't think. I mean, we know that Kyle Busch has talent.
oh, we know that.
We know that.
We know.
We know that. But you know what does? But and I think he's a standout. I think Martin Truex is good. There's several guys that are really good, but I don't know that those guys that are in those bottom end rides aren't as good. I don't know that
That's
because they don't have the equipment. They don't have the equipment, so you never know. You never know.
right, right. That's kind of what I kind of wanted to bring up is not just the guys in the top teams because I honestly, to be honest with you, the guy who should retire is um oh, what the hell's his name? The guy who went to the 30, the other Roush team, Ryan Newman.
Why? He's been competitive.
Yeah, but he's not. He's always been where he's always been. He's competitive, yes, but from today's standards in NASCAR, is just like you said. Is what have you done for me lately?
What do you mean today's standard? By today's
Today's
standard.
standards. It's
I
not.
gotta, I,
All
I
right.
gotta go, fellas.
All right. Thanks for
All right,
stopping
Tom.
by.
Have a good day. Have a good day.
It's what you just said. Is about what have you done for me lately? It's exactly the
Well,
same thing.
there's.
I
I
mean,
gotta
He,
go, fellas.
all right.
all right. We'll see you, Tom.
Thanks for stopping by, Tom. You have a great day. Enjoy the family.
Yeah. See ya.
It's Mother's Day.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye
Bye
bye,
bye.
Buns. It's down to me and you. Lively conversation time.
Man, you're in real trouble there too because I gotta go too pretty
Oh,
quickly.
okay. Well, and that's the way it is.
Yeah,
Um,
you better get your juggling skills together.
we'll just say goodbye for the day. Is
User disconnected from your
it
channel.
was basically all two or three, 4 person conversation I wanted to do, and then well, I picked a bad day to do it. It is Mother's Day, but
yes,
that's that's
I mean, they don't race on Mother's Day. So.
I know they raced yesterday just because of it, but
Oh
uh,
mercy. Let's
uh,
see.
well, the F1 race is today, or was it this morning, or some crap like that?
Of course, it's because they're heathens.
They
They got no mamas.
ain't got no mother. They ain't got no mamas in F1. F1 has no mamas.
That's right.
So anyway, um,
I just don't.
you know,
Not an F1 fan. They just don't. They don't warm me it up at all.
not anymore. I mean, it's it's boring. To be honest with you, they don't race anywhere. That's why I like Max Verstappen, because at least he goes out there and he does drive the car. The other guys are complaining, well, you didn't fix this, you didn't fix that, you need to fix this, you need to fix that. He goes out there and drives the thing. I've seen him do it. As much as anybody likes to say anything, he actually goes out there and drives it. They don't qualify well, but he's always getting close to the podium, so and on the podium. But anyway, one. We might just want to drop that NASCAR who doesn't belong in their cup ride. That was just to get some people interested. Fanboys!
Oh, that's yeah.
I know, it's just to get some lively conversation going, but there's only the two of us, and we agree and disagree on. We know what we agree and disagree on, so it's. But the other thing I did want to touch on is fanboys. It's something that cropped up over this last week. We both saw it with the Assetto Corsa NASCAR mod that's being worked on in several different forms at one time. One of the comments was, and you pointed it out, I saw it, and you pointed it out to me, that one of the guys said it drives just like NASCAR Racing 2003 season. And your response to that was? Do you remember what you said?
What's the point of that?
What's the point of that?
We're going backwards or something. I don't know. It was like, really? Really, that's what you want?
If you want to drive NASCAR Racing 2003 season, run NASCAR Racing 2003 season. It runs on Windows 10.
They just want it to look like
crap.
Assetto Corsa.
Well, they want the latest graphics with the crappy physics. Basically, is what they want. They want it easy to drive, and that's.
And what does that tell you? That tells you that they're not driving; they're watching. Because when you're in the car, you don't notice that after you get dug in. You could drive pole position if you're involved, if you're invested in it. If you're watching it and you're watching it, yeah, it's boring. There's only 32 pixels there, but if you're in the car, you're in the car and you're driving, and it's fun, and immersion's what it's about. And I don't necessarily need graphics to have immersion. There can be situations where maybe a track is not completed enough, and so that hurts the immersion, or the car, or maybe the inside of the dash. I hate that those Datsun 510s and the rFactor or the interiors are such crap, because that does kill immersion.
Mm-hmm. You want it to look like what it's supposed to look like, and that. I
want to feel like it's something. I mean, it should look at least as good as in our 2003, right?
At least. Well, and there for me is like when I'm driving, I always drive behind the wheel. I drive in the cockpit.
Because I'm a sim racer. I
right.
try to simulate racing.
Right.
So.
It's just. Ooh, internet's being bad.
I turn on a video and somebody's driving from behind the car, I'm going, oh god.
Exactly.
Because it's easier to drive behind the car with a controller.
Exactly, it is. And we both,
There was a discussion somewhere about the Xbox versus PC on Facebook, and
did you see the one that was on today?
Keyboard, and I decided to lean back because I didn't need to get involved in that, because I'm thinking, what? If you're driving on a console, guess what? And your controller, you're not a sim racer.
No.
You're just not.
Well, that was one of the ones that came up today on the sim racing forum or not forum, but group in Facebook. Is what is the best game to drive with a wheel? And they have a whole list of them. And my response was, where's all of the above? You're not really sim racing without a wheel. Now, I've not been back to there. I've not seen if I got any replies to that. But you and I feel the same way. It's just like with these people, they, when they're building a track, they make sure that the things 30 miles away that are in the haze, you can see it. When I'm on the track, I'm looking at my markers. I find my markers, and anything else, I do not see. Yeah, I don't see the crowd waving flags. I don't see flash bulbs going off. Yeah, you're driving like a real driver. You're simulating what he does. You're looking for your marks, where you're going to hit your brakes, where you're going to start your turn, and that's it. So anything past 10 foot outside the track, I generally do not see. That's why people say, well, why don't you have triple monitors? I don't really need them because everything I need to see is on my 32-inch screen. My mind gets focused in that area, and that's all I see. And that's, I don't know about you, but that's for me. I don't see anything
Oh,
else.
you know what? You know what? Maybe it is better, but I'm not. It's not a concern of mine to the point that I want to make the investment.
Well,
You know. So,
yeah, well, yeah,
and
but
actually, I mean, I have another screen right here. I use a 32. I have a 27 right there. I could go pick up two more of these 32s for chump change.
hmm
You know, my system will definitely run it, but I don't see the point of it all. I don't need it. For the occasion that I use mirrors. I have a button that says look right, look left. And yeah, that's a little more clunkier than turning my head. Well, then the question is, if you're on three screens, why don't you go VR?
yeah,
That's the return I would give them. Why aren't you on VR then? Because that's the only way you're going to get that real thing
having
where
something
you can
big.
turn your head and you see whatever's there. That's just
And the thing of it is when I
it's
watch a lot of these guys with the three screens, and they sit too far close as far as I'm concerned. Because then you need to get the screens on the sides to do the mirrors and stuff. If you sit where you would naturally sit, because if you ever watch any of my videos, which most people, the streams, I sit a little further back. Johnny says I sit too far back, but that's where I sit in the car. So when I see, that's why I like hands on the steering wheels in the sim. That way, it just adds that extra realism, because my hands are usually in the same position as the hands that are on the steering wheel in the graphics. So it's like my seat that's an extension of myself. This is where I would sit. This is how far back from the seat, the wheel I would sit, and that's how much I would actually see, as opposed to sitting way up on the dashboard like so many people do, which would drive the living crap out of me because I need to see my dashboard. I don't care if I can actually read it or not. While you can 99% of the time, there are a few mods where you can't actually read it. Um, but something weird just popped up. Anyway, that's part of the immersion for me, and I think that's what a lot of people are missing is that they either race outside the car, which the kite fly, which is what I call it, is, and that's not real, or they sit so far up on the dash, it's like they're way up here. It's like, do you really? Can you drive a real car with your head, your chin on the steering wheel? No, you can't. You sit back, so you should be able to see that steering wheel in your monitor, and hopefully the mod that you're driving has hands, so it just adds to the extra extension, adds to the what's the word I'm looking for?
immersion.
The immersion that that you're in it, that you're actually in that car behind that wheel. There was a time I didn't like having hands on the steering wheel. Now I can't. I don't like mods without them. Now there was a time I hated it because it was like, okay, it doesn't feel right. And then once I got doing more road racing and I could see the hands and all that stuff, it actually helped me, believe it or not, get deeper into the track and learn what I needed to do, what I needed to do. I don't know about anybody else, but that for me is all part of the realism, and that in the immersion. I used to kite fly. I used to ride on the roof a long time ago. Believe it or not.
Mm. The only thing I've done other than drive in the cockpit is drive on the bumper.
I used to be a roof rider, and it's like and then my times were off because it's a different feel. And then as soon as I dropped back down to the inside the cockpit, I had to ride on somebody told me it was better for frame rate. Well, it really isn't. It's you're actually you're making more stuff. So, um, once I dropped back down in the cockpit, my times picked up on, especially at road courses, because you're where you're supposed to be sitting. People may argue with us on that, but that's where you're supposed to be sitting. You're supposed to be behind the wheel. You're supposed to be able to see the dashboard. You're supposed to be able to see the wheel because you can actually, if you treat it like real, that's why it's called simulation. That's why we do it. I mean, if we wanted to play a game, yeah, we'll do like Heat, where the default view is the kite fly, or any other console game. There was a big debate on the Sim Pit about what's the difference between real RC racing and simulated RC racing. I laughed my ass off through this whole thing. It was funnier than hell. That was on yesterday or Friday. They were arguing about the realism of it. It's RC racing on the computer. But there's people who love it. There's people who do it and love it, and whatever. That's fine. That would be a controller type game to me too. By the way, I would use a controller, not my wheel. Which I removed all my controllers from my computer too. By the way, I'm running out of USB ports. Between cams and steering wheels, keyboards, mice, external drives, I'm out of USB ports. But anyway,
Interesting.
what? Did I have that many filled up?
Yeah.
I have that many filled up. The two on the top, I actually are for my cams. The cam on the front that you
I
see.
have two external drives, my steering wheel, and mine. That's it. That's all I have.
I have two external drives, the wheel, the keyboard, the mouse, and two cams right now hooked in.
Most of the time, I unplug the external drives. I don't need them. Which means generally when I'm painting, I plug them in. So I can get to my stuff.
Where
Get to
all
my stuff.
Where all your
Or
stuff
if I'm
is.
looking for a mod or a track that I don't seem to have. For whatever sim.
rFactor. So the championship is going well too. By the way, we didn't bother to touch on that when Tom was here. Forgot to touch on that.
I think that we had our. Well, I think like NASCAR, we had our best race.
At Mid Ohio.
Was the second race at Mid Ohio. I
No,
thought that was.
but the first one was shaping up pretty good. The second one was even better. If I didn't mess up, I mean, I still don't know why I spun in that one in what you call the beach corner. I still don't know why I spun. I watched that replay several times. I don't know why my car spun. It just did. If that didn't happen there, it would have been a lot more fun for me. But it was fun for me trying to catch up to y'all, which I did on the last lap.
Yeah, we were having a good battle there on that last lap.
Mm-hmm.
Deb and I finally got caught up to the AI again, and we were engaged heavily.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it.
It's a lot. That track was a lot of fun with that particular car. It's going to be a lot more fun in a car that's, if we do NAGT next. Each car is a little different, so that's going to make it even more fun. They're not carbon copies of each other, so that'll be even more fun, I think. But we'll see what happens there. But
be more interesting. That'll be interesting. That's for sure.
The Kareem will definitely rise to the top because the Camaros are not the best cars in that particular mod. And I think we have more Camaros than anything else, don't we? 2 or 3 of them in there. So
there's
Mick and
Mick is a Camaro. That's it. I think that's the only Camaro.
I thought
Mick's got a Camaro. Tom's got a Jag. Johnny's got a Volvo. Tom Davin's got a Nissan GTR.
Oh, that's right.
Mustang.
And I've got the.
I don't think we have 2 of the same car at all.
Well, that would be great. So that would be great. And I have the Pontiac GTO.
Yeah, AI is gonna handle all the other stuff. Oh, and Banky's got a Cadillac. So
Banky is an AI car, but he's gonna get the Cadillac. We're gonna have a Cadillac out there. Yeah, I tried to convince Tom to get a Cadillac since he's an old, but check.
I'm still trying to work out a couple areas on the car that are just not hooking up the way I might just, since it's AI car, I'm beginning to not have a care. I'm about to say, okay, it's done, whatever.
There you go, trying to make it perfect again, and for an AI car. But that's
Well,
you. That's you.
Frankie deserves it. But yeah, I might be calling it done here because I want to get it on the track, and it's a good looking car.
Well, Tom Davin posted up a picture of the 4 cars that are done so far on Stenod in the thread. I don't know if you've
That
been over.
he has.
Yeah,
I mean, my car's done, and my car's been done for what, 5 years?
and you still haven't posted it yet, as far as I know.
Everybody has it. It's in the car set.
It
It's in
is.
the car set. Yeah.
I'll have to double check, but I don't think I do. I'll have to download it from the server, TeamSpeak.
Well, I thought about that last night too, and I thought I should put it on the. I'll put it on the file server right now.
Yeah, because I didn't download it because I've had that mod. It's one of the whenever I have to redo my rFactor, that's one of the first mods I grab. I'm dead serious. That is one of the first mods I grab.
It's a staple.
Yeah.
It's a staple. That's for sure. It's a good car.
Every time I've had to change over my
Solid.
system or whatever for whatever reason and had to delete everything off of rFactor, and that would be the first one. One of the first ones. That and the FMS NSS NASCAR mod. Only because I had a hand in it. I don't generally run it, but because I had a hand in it, I kind of just make sure I get that one. Because there are about 30 cars in there painted by me. None of them say it, but they are. So, wow, we pretty much covered everything.
Yeah. I'm packing it up right
He's
now.
packing it up.
Packing my car.
I was sitting here at 2 o'clock in the morning thinking about, oh my God, I have no topics for the show. None. Zero. So that kept me up to about 4 o'clock in the morning trying to think of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well, we had a fiesta party going in 2 houses down until 2:30. We actually finally called the police. Like, really, you can't just keep doing this all night long. Drunk Mexicans singing karaoke. Oh my God.
in the backyard.
In the backyard, turned up like they're trying to play to a stadium. Just heinous. It was horrendous. Okay, my car's up in there now.
All right, we'll get it in a bit. Actually, I can get it now since I'm on the other screen. It'll probably take forever to download though, but oh well. We're off to Carolina Motorsports Park for next week. From what I've heard, you're not too thrilled about that.
What?
The Carolina Motorsports.
I don't know if I can be pleased with the car, anything in that car. I think we could go to Riverside and I'd be upset. I didn't have your car.
You didn't?
That's interesting. No. And Tom hasn't put his up yet, right?
No, as far as I know, he hasn't.
File transfer complete.
As far as I know, he has not done it.
All right, Pug Racing. Cut. Let's put that in the game. That in the right place. Paste. Loose the snoring pug. What did I do? Hey, hang on a second.
What'd you do? I cannot find it.
Okay. It is time for me to leave.
All right. Well, we thank you for being here today, Bill. As always.
I thought I'd better check in.
Yeah.
Check it. Where is I just? Okay, there it is. Soaring pug. Okay.
Gotta
I
have
got
that.
the pug mobile.
Gotta have that pug mobile.
Johnny's got 2 cars in there right now.
But he's only gonna use the one, the Volvo, right?
I painted the Challenger, and he wants the Volvo. What did I do with the Volvo?
I don't know if you uploaded that one yet or not.
I think I did.
I don't remember.
Let's look.
I don't remember.
Cars and AGT. STP Racing, yes, I did.
Okay.
I didn't upload the
Challenger.
I uploaded the Volvo. The S60 is uploaded.
Okay.
So we got mixed car in there. Is mixed car.
Oh, maybe I already did have your car.
Davin's car, my car, your car, and Johnny's Volvo. So right now, that's where we lie. Oh, and I'm working on Trey.
Yeah, that's right. Trey, and he wants a Corvette, right? So where are you gonna have a Corvette? Jeb's.
I'm almost done with a pink Corvette.
And Jeb's joining us. Did he ever say which model he was gonna?
No, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know. Might be something interesting.
Yeah. Hopefully it's cool. His paint jobs are always cool, though.
Oh yeah, did you see that latest car he posted up at Stunon? It's a Xfinity car. Good God, it's good looking. Man, he did a good job on that.
He's got some talent.
Can't remember who it was. Can't remember whose car it was. It was the number 7 car, but it was a different paint scheme than I ever saw. It looks really, really good. All right, so those are all in there. I'm going to delete these files while I'm here. Don't need them.
Don't need them. Don't need them.
Don't need that either. Delete. Da, 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 da. Yep, I got them all. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Jägermeister.
Jägermeister.
I could call this good.
Probably, since it's just going to be AI and we're just going to be passing it. Hopefully we'll be passing it. And not it passing us.
It could be passing us. Add to Jägermeister Racing. Okay. Here, I'm adding it into there now. Yeah, you're going to have the Jägermeister in here.
Yay.
Your Heine Jägermeister. Upload the Jägermeister. Jägermeister Racing. Right there. It's in there. So now there are 6 cars in there. Trey's car is pretty simple. You know, it's just a matter of getting the right color pink. It's basically in a pink and black. I'm not sure. I've been looking at his other cars over at Delta, trying to decide if I was going to use his standard. He's got a standard sponsor, but it's on the vintage cards, so I'm not sure.
Speaking of Delta, where are we racing this weekend? It's at, or this Wednesday, that's at Concord, was it?
No,
not
Georgia.
Someplace, yeah, some little track in Georgia. So if you want to race NASCAR Racing 2003, Wednesday nights is the 69 ST series over at Delta Sim Racing. Of course, the link is below there too. But yeah.
Mick was making some headway with, but you know, race. I was running his setup on it from Northwork Wilkes, and it was working pretty good. And I guess he made some changes to it, and I think that's up in here.
For this weekend, or for Wednesday, I mean.
For Wednesday, yeah. Let me see. Setups in our 2003.
Yeah, not even. I don't generally try to look at that till Tuesday or Wednesday.
It's not. Yeah, it's Savannah. Oh, that's yeah,
Yeah,
mixed cowboy.
Savannah. Yeah, that's the track, Savannah. Savannah, Georgia. Some little short track there that nobody's ever heard of. who's younger than us.
Yeah, really. Okay, I gotta get
All
off.
right. Well, thanks for being here today,
I
Bill.
made promises.
Oh, we know. It's
Sorry.
Mother's Day. It's Mother's Day. You had less promises on Easter.
We'll see you later.
All right. Have a good one.
Goodbye, goodbye, viewing audience.
Goodbye, viewing audience.
User disconnected from your channel.
Oh, okay. Since that's about it. I mean, I could load up American Truck Simulator and see where we go from there, but see all the add-ons. I have loaded that up and after it did two updates. I didn't check this morning just for an update or not with that, so I don't even know what's going on with American Truck Simulator. I will be running it tonight, so keep an eye on these channels somewhere after 10 p.m. Eastern USA time. I will be running American Truck Simulator tonight. I've decided to basically do that on Sunday nights, definitely for sure, um, and one other night during the week. I figured out the problems, some of the other problems, and new problems crop up, old problems go away. So we'll definitely be working on a few things here and there. I may switch to this cam view here, since it seems to be brighter than the cam view that I have been using. So we'll be playing with that too over the time. And well, because if I do it over the other shoulder where it was before over there, um, was over there. When it was on the other side of the room, there was too much glare from the sun. So keep an eye on the. Yeah, that's just a reason to come in here to see where the hell my camera's going to be placed this episode or this broadcast. That is definitely one of the things to come in and say is whenever I'm going to be placing the camera at. Because I may use this one here for a while. This is my cell phone cam. And it's not that bad of a picture, is it? It's a program called Droid Cam. If you want to use, if you don't want to put out the expense for a cell phone, you just have to have a decent cell phone camera. My other cell phone, the camera's not that great, and it's kind of wishy-washy. But this cell phone has a decent camera on it, so there you go. So anyway, that's how that goes. We will be doing some NASCAR racing this week. I'm still debating on doing Delta Sim Racing live. If you want to go to the video I uploaded last Friday, I think it was, called A Typical Wednesday Night. It's kind of like a highlight reel of what I see on the track every week. The net code, like if you heard Dave NRT say, is crap. Um, it's the only one I have problems with. The only other one I have a semi problem with is Race Room, and that's just because they put a 500 ping limit on it, and I run about 650, anywhere from 750 ping because of the satellite. If you didn't know, I was on satellite. That's when I'm on satellite internet. So, but that's why my pings are so high. If I was on digital cable, no worries, none whatsoever. But the satellite puts a little damper on a few things, and it seems to be Race Room's servers and NR2K, which is amazing. Is there's like what 15 years in between the two technologies, and neither of them want to work. So that's so just keep an eye out for if for what's coming up on my channels on Twitch. Please hit the follow button. We're trying to get 15 new followers by June 1st. We've gotten 2 new followers on YouTube. We've gotten 1 new subscriber, but for some reason or another, the counter above my head is not catching it. I don't know if there's a coding issue or whatever, but we did get 1 new subscriber. We're also trying to get 15 there by June 1st, so that's 30 for 30. I started this on the 1st of May, and it's 31 days, but whatever. We're still trying. We're doing them the subscriber and follower drive. As things pick up and the channel gets more active and more viewers and more, just generating more everything, there will be a contest and whatnot coming up, merchandise contest, free coffee mugs given away. Since the main show is started with and always will be coffee with the Tigg and friends. always, we'll be giving away coffee cups um, here down the line. Not next week, not next month, but further on down the line when things start to get to really percolating. Nice use of words, Dan. Uh, and then we'll be doing that. But that's about all we've got for this Sunday. Since I was up at 2 o'clock this morning, it hit me that I did not prepare a damn thing for this week's show, and being Mother's Day, everybody having to do their obligations. So happy Mother's Day to all the viewers of this program and who don't view it. If you view it, if this is your first time here, please hit those likes and follow buttons. I really do appreciate it. Things will get better, and we'll be adding more. Um, Hope that we'll try the Project Card 2 Career Race 2 sometime this week. I learned a few new tricks, and hopefully it won't be as bad. The test runs have been okay, but I've not actually broadcasted yet. So we'll find out this week. Excuse me. We'll be running some Assetto Corsa. Also, starting maybe start that career there too. Even though I started it, I've deleted it. I'll start over with that. We'll just throw some of that up there, the original Assetto Corsa mods and stuff like that. Just keep an eye out. There's a lot more exciting things. I'm still tossing around the idea, though some say I shouldn't do it, is just for a diversion and something different. Doing the Star Trek Online from the beginning with the TOS format there, the original series uh, ships and stuff. Just just to have something a little bit different, not racing, not driving. Even though American Truck Simulator is not racing, you're still racing the clock to get your delivery on time. So still driving. Something completely non-driving would be definitely Star Trek Online. Still tossing that idea around. I'm tossing around a lot of ideas in my head just. I'm never going to do Candy Crush live. Just so you know, I do play Candy Crush occasionally, and I will never do that live. But that's my little diversion, get away from racing deal. I had thought about doing Serious Sam, but in the test runs, it's only like this much of the picture. I can't figure it out in my head. It's up in the corner, this corner up here, and it's like a quarter of the screen. So I hardly doubt I'll be doing that unless I can figure out how to get that to be bigger. Serious Sam's a classic first-person shooter. If you don't know what it is, it's a lot of fun. I've had it for almost 20 years now. I whip it out every occasionally when I want to kill something. Basically, is what that is for. Um, Now, Serious Sam 1 and 2. I don't. It's episodes 1 and 2. I forget how they do it, but there is a new version of it coming out too, from what I understood. And I've not gotten any of the newer versions, so I just play the original two. But first encounter and second encounter, that's what they call it. Then there's actually a Serious Sam 2, and there's 3 that came out, and I think 4 is coming out shortly. But it's neither here nor there. I'm babbling on, but. Again, if it's the first time watching the show, please hit the like buttons, hit the follow buttons, and the subscribe buttons. Let's get that 30 for 30, please. I really do appreciate it. Tell your friends about it. We do a lot of racing, definitely a lot more racing than talking. Sundays is talking. That's what this show is, basically. It's a talk show. Again, and if you come up with a better tagline than the one I pilfered from Red Dwarf, let me know. Put it in the chat. Go to my Facebook group page. Make a post. Something unique. Something better than what I say. Because for the life of me, I cannot think of a better tagline than "Smoke me a kipper. I'll be back for breakfast."